Welcome to Real Estate Agent Superstars. From groundbreaking strategies to personal stories of triumph, we're here to uncover the secrets behind the success of the real estate industry's elite. And now, here is your host, R.J. Baxter.
Our guest today is LaTonya Paddock of New Pad Group, which is her own brokerage that she started this year in 2024. But LaTonya is a 22-year veteran of the industry. So she's here with us today to share her successes, her story, and some of her strategies that have worked to grow such a successful real estate practice. So welcome to the show, LaTonya. Happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more about how you got started in this crazy business. What is it that drew you to real estate?
Oh, gosh. You know what? In high school, I was actually an assistant to 3 different realtors as part of my high school credits. And I don't know, just being around their energy and it was 3 strong women and just, I don't know, it inspired me to want to provide in a way that they did for their families. So yeah, it started way back when.
That's awesome.
All the way back then when I was in high school, so long ago.
Yeah, no kidding. So tell me a little bit more about those first couple of years. How did it start off, and what were your experiences to start off in the business?
I actually started in new construction. So I got my license. Back in the day, they wanted you to get your license and then they wanted you to put it on ice. So it was just real confusing, but they wanted you to be licensed. So I got licensed. I started with a builder, a national builder, and I did that for about 4 years. I love new construction, and even still today, it's something that I'm definitely drawn to. I love just the process and helping clients experience that as well. So yeah, I started in new construction and then made my way into the resale side.
Awesome. So how was that transition between new construction and getting into resale? Was it kind of just a natural progression, or did you have struggles at first?
It was actually very, very, it was easy because when I first started with the new construction piece of it, Scott Nordby, who was the owner of Innovative Real Estate at the time, he was our list assist person. So he came in and just really, we formed a relationship. And so when I decided, okay, I'm tired of working every single weekend and missing out on a lot of the stuff that my kids were a part of, I knew exactly where I was going to go. I called Scott Nordby and said, I want to try the other side. And he just guided me through, and I stayed with him ever since that day and until March of 2024, when we decided to, my husband and I, do our own thing.
Oh, awesome. So what kinds of things did you do early on in your career to start building your business?
Well, I think in the resale side, I mean, obviously when you're new construction, you do things are completely different. But when I started in the resale side, Ninja, I don't know if you've ever heard of Ninja Selling. They have processes and procedures, it's just how I'm built, which is why I like the new construction side, because there's a process. There's a certain way to do every single thing. And with this Ninja course, it really gives you that same ability to put a process together. How do you want your business to run? What do you want it to look like? What's the experience you want your clients to have? And you can put that together. So I attended that course. I've actually taken that course, I think I'm on 4 or 5 times, and I get something new every time. So that's a huge, I think, starting point in putting my business into the direction that it is today.
Awesome. I've heard so many good things about Ninja, and I kind of get the gist of it. Being a lender, I haven't directly taken it or anything.
Oh, you should.
What are some of your, what's that?
You should. It's amazing. There's actually a lot of lenders that take it.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of your best practices from Ninja that you've implemented in your business?
I don't think I know. It's how I start my day. I start my day the same way when I'm on point. Obviously I have seasons of, I decide I'm going to do something completely different. But when I'm on point and when things are running the way they're supposed to for me, I start my day. I have quiet time in the morning. I wake up early. I do my gratitudes and devotionals. I do my prayers, and I just start with a sense of gratitude and with a full heart. And I think that is the best way to start any day, because no matter what you come across throughout the day, you're equipped, I feel like. So that's one of the takeaways, is just my morning mindset.
Awesome. How did you develop that morning routine? Is it something that is unique to you, or did Ninja suggest certain things?
It's Ninja suggests, starting with a particular mindset, and making sure that it's positive, starting with a grateful heart. And then they do recommend a positive reading. And so my positive reading just turned into devotionals and, just biblical positive readings. So it's just how I like to do it. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, then after that, what does a typical day look like for you?
I go to the gym, and then I head to the office. Usually, I'll start at the office, and I try to put my appointments later in the afternoon if I have them. I try and structure my appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays outside of the office
Mm-hmm.
if I can. And then in the office Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got myself and two other ladies that are in the office here in Castle Rock. And I don't know, we feed off of each other, and just the energy that is produced in here and bouncing ideas off of each other. It's a lot of people say if you're in the office, you're not selling. And I disagree. You can structure it in a way to where you can do your business when your clients are available. But I think it's important to be in the office. I don't work well from home. So I get to the office and do my thing, and every day is a little bit different, which is what I love about real
Yeah,
estate.
I'm the same way. I like coming to the office, and
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's if you're able to stay focused on the activities that you need to do. I think if you go to the office and you're gossiping and standing around the water cooler and
Yes,
chatting around, that's not productive for sure.
agreed. Yep. Yeah. So it's important.
So what other disciplines do you have in your business that have led to your success?
Um, I would say for us, we have a very step by step process on from beginning to end with each buyers and sellers. I mean, the second we have a buyer interview or a seller interview where somebody's considering buying or purchasing or selling,
Mm-hmm.
we know exactly what steps to take, one right after the other. So we know that the experience is going to be the same. We're not going to forget anything for each and every client. And I mean, it's all about the experience. We want them to enjoy that experience. And at the end of the transaction begins, or continues rather, our relationship, and we stay in contact. We've got a process after closing of staying in touch with our clients. And again, a lot of that is Ninja based. But you just kind of have to figure out what works for you. And I'm a big if this, then that person. So,
Yep.
I like to know, okay, if somebody has a baby, how do we celebrate them? How do we celebrate the big things in our clients' lives that
Mm-hmm.
matter to them? And how can we just make that experience even better? So we have an entire process. And I think that one brings me personal security, because that's how I run my life, is with the process and lists, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of bleeds over into the business. And
Yeah.
our business is 100% referral based. We don't purchase leads. It's the relationship, and it's important to me. So I get to go to weddings and baby showers of my clients, and the fact that I don't know, they want me to be there, that they think, oh, we should invite LaTonya to this life experience.
Yeah.
I don't know, it means a lot to me. So
That does say a lot.
love it.
Have you defined what you want the process to look like for the client? Not logistically, but like define what is an awesome 5-star experience for your clients?
I mean, I guess I don't know that I feel like the process that we have put together and the little things and the touches that we have implemented into our process, I think equates to a 5-star experience. So as long as we're following what we have set up, um, it always seems to end in a 5-star experience. Not that, I mean, there's bumps along the road. I mean, that's the way it is, but it's how we recover and how we shelter our clients from those feelings, and just kind of, I don't know, it just makes it easier for them to feel, wow, at the end of the day it's so easy, even sometimes it's not,
Yeah.
but they think it is.
Yeah. So how have you mapped it out as far as logistically? I'm curious, even just
Oh,
personally. Like,
yeah.
do you have a program that does like a map thing, or is it just like a Word document, or how have you actually put that together into the steps, the key steps?
Yeah, no, that it's, we put an Excel spreadsheet together, and then we have all of our, so we have at the top, we have each step, okay, buyer interview, check. And then the next step is, and the next step is, and if this
Mm,
happens, so it's a complete spreadsheet. And then we have all of our addresses to make sure that, okay, we've passed this stage for this client and we're at this stage for this client, so that we make sure that, again, everybody's getting all of those check marks along the way, so we don't forget anything and we don't assume things either. So I always tell, even if it's, I've sold them personally, I've worked with them 3 or 4 times, and I tell them each time, look, I know you've been through this process with me, but you understand, I want to make sure that we don't skip steps. Or, I mean, the things change too in the industry, so we're constantly reviewing our process. And if
mm,
something happens, or a mistake is made, we look at that and go, okay, how could we have prevented this? What could we implement in here now with the way the industry's changed? How can we make this not happen again? Because you know it, that's part of life, but we learn. And I just explained, we're going to go through the process, and they know it's, yep, I got it, LaTonya, we're going to go through the process. And if I repeat myself or I send you things that you have already, just burn it. I tell them, throw it away, but I'm going to do it the same way every single time.
yeah. I mean, I think that's so key. Instead of doing it different for each client, then you're basically inventing a business for every single client, which is a recipe for insanity. You have a defined system for each client, so the client is served in the same way every time. I think that's so key.
That's the goal.
So
Excuse me.
no problem. So take me through some of the highlights of your process. What are some of the key things you do that really make a huge difference?
Um, I we I think a big part of my business and our business, the 4 of us, is communication is huge, huge on our end. So we give updates. Kind of the way I look at it is, if my client has to ask, hey, where are we at, or what's going on with this, I've failed. I want to be proactive in everything. So I anticipate, okay, I know we're at this stage with these clients, so I'm going to let them know, even if I don't know something, I'm going to say, hey, haven't heard anything yet, so that they know, hey, I'm on top of this for you, so they never have to wonder. So I'd say the way we communicate, and we do weekly, just overview updates, kind of, here's where we're at, and then just case by case, individually, phone calls, texts, just letting people know, communicating and anticipating any questions. I think that's a big, huge part of it for us, is the way we communicate and the level to which we communicate, is because it's a big experience. It's a big life experience. And so it can be scary, even if you've done it 10 times. It's still a lot of money that you're dealing with. And I always want everybody that I'm working with to know that I'm on top of it. I've got this for you. You don't have to worry. You can go do your life things, and I will take care of this part for you. So communication is, I think, the biggest thing in our process, for us.
Well, especially in real estate, there's so much going on. To have a professional to help people to understand each step, even if, like you said, even if they've done it before, someone that has bought 10 houses, but the last one was 4 years ago, there's a lot of things they may not remember. So I think
Yes.
that's so important.
Yes. And then I think our closing gifts are fun. They're different. That's actually one thing that we have not put a if this then that. It's just based on our customers and what are they interested in, and so they're different. Every single one is different and customized to who our client is. So that's always a fun part that we get together, my assistant and I, and we just talk through, okay, what are their likes, and we have them fill out a all about you sheet at the beginning, and then we kind of go, okay, they are interested in these sports, or these are their favorite restaurants, or this is their favorite thing to do, and then we just kind of customize, do they have kids, do they have dogs, and just really include everyone that is going to be a part of closing day, that's getting this new house, to include every single one of them. So I think that's the fun part. So, well,
That's so cool.
one of the fun parts.
Yeah. Have you heard of a book called Mr. Schmooze?
No.
Yeah, you should check that out. It's
Okay.
along the lines of what
Mr.
you're talking
Schmooze.
about.
Okay. I will.
That's so cool that you customize it. And I love that All About Me questionnaire that you do.
It's
Is that
helpful.
something that you guys call the client and fill it out with them on the phone, or do you email it to them and ask them to return it, or how do you do that?
It's a Google Doc, so we just email it to them and ask them to fill it out. Sometimes we have to ask multiple times because there's a lot going on, but eventually we get it. And then that's actually helpful for us, like I was saying, to maintain the relationship even after closing. We get anniversaries, we get birthdays, we get, what other, their kids' birthdays. And, sometimes people have four-legged kids, and when are their birthdays, and how can we celebrate those experiences in their life, even after closing, not just while we're, 30, 60 days in the process. This is a relationship for me. And it's just part of my affirmation is to build, relationships that last a lifetime. And that is truly how I look at this and I even kind of joke at closing, you're stuck with me, whether you like it or not. We are basically going to be best friends. So, and I just keep in touch with them throughout their life journey.
That's so cool. I just have kind of a basic question. Like, if someone does not return the All About Me, how do you or your team remember to then keep following up? Is that part of the SOP process, or do you have a database that reminds you, or is it just all kind of manual?
I would call then. I would call and say, hey, just get the
Like,
answers.
what I mean though is, with the number of transactions you're doing, how do you remember to do that in the
So that would actually be a box that isn't filled in our process. So then we would know at the end of the process, okay, this box wasn't checked, so we don't have the All About You. So then my assistant would say, okay, LaTonya, we never got the All About You. So she would either print me a form so that I could take it with me to closing, and during that downtime where we're just kind of waiting for things to clear, get our loan conditions cleared. But so we could either fill it out there, which happens a lot, and they'll start filling that out. Or if it just doesn't work that way, or if we do remote closings, I'll call them. And so it's knowing that I have that empty box. That's a line item for me. It's a task for me to make sure, or whoever, it's not just for me. If it's, Leslie's client, that we need to then personally tackle that and get that information from them. We stalk them basically, RJ.
I love it. I love it. And I know I'm kind of dwelling on this SOP.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
I'm fascinated by it because it's something that I have honestly struggled. I mean, I have an SOP, but I've tried to map it out, but a lot of it's in my head.
Yes.
So I'm kind of fascinated by the organization piece of the SOP.
Well, thanks.
And, do you have even just logistical things like order the inspection? Things like that are on there too,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And even just follow up, where are we once we get through inspection resolution, even whether I'm the buyer's agent or seller's agent, where are we at with getting those items completed? Do we have any invoices that we need to send to the buyer? So yeah, just task items throughout the process to make sure that on closing day, there's no surprises if we can avoid them.
I love too that it's a checklist.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've struggled with. Is I've outlined it, but there's not as much buy-in, or not buy-in. There's not as much engagement with that outline that I've put together with my team.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because they don't have to really go in there, because unless I hound them to do it, because they're not having to check the boxes throughout the process.
Right.
So I think
And it
I'm learning something from this today.
good. I think it feels good too to check things off. At least for me and my personality, it
Yeah.
brings a sense of calm and order to know, yep, I've got that done. So that, at 2 a.m, I'm not waking up and going, oh my gosh, did we do that? I know we did it because I checked that box off. So it helps me sleep at night.
Sure.
Just knowing that it's all done.
Does that
So.
SOP document live with the client then forever? Like a year after closing, 2 years for those post-closing things too?
No, I haven't figured out how to, and it's actually not even anything I've thought about. Once we close and all of the items are checked off, we
Mm-hmm.
delete it, and it's and then we just make notes in our database that we've closed, and talk about the experience. What did we get them for their closing gift, so we don't do that again next time.
Sure, sure.
But no, that's actually a really good idea. That maybe I could create a document and upload that into their file.
Yeah.
Look at
And
you.
I was
See,
gonna,
I'm learning things.
yeah, there you go. So I was just going to actually ask, and that it's funny you touched on that just then. How do you keep track of the All About Me? So it sounds like you have a database that you use. Do you
I do.
plug that stuff into
Yes,
there?
I do. Yep. So we have reoccurring dates for kids' birthdays, all the information that we collect, and then we'll put in, this is their favorite restaurant, and just they went on this once in a lifetime cruise, or just anything that we learned from throughout that transaction and our time together. Just writing down those notes so that when we see each other at client events, or if we see parties, and then of course even throughout, stalking, that's it's not really a great word, but we just keep in touch through Facebook, and what are they doing that they didn't necessarily tell us directly, but we're keeping track of them and making notes in our database.
That's pretty awesome.
So
So take me up to starting New Pad Group. What led you to make that decision?
our office in Castle Rock was closing with Berkshire. I was with Berkshire since I left new construction 4 years into my journey until then. So I love Scott Norby, still do. But they were closing their Castle Rock office, and I live in Castle Rock. I love Castle Rock. One of my team members is in Colorado Springs, so
Mm-hmm.
Castle Rock really is, and one of them is in Highlands Ranch. So it's a good meet in the middle, and we really have poured into just our community here. And I wanted to make sure that we stayed here. We've got roots here, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then just doing it for as long as I have, and just thinking, well, maybe this is the push. We prayed about it a lot, just to make sure, is this something that I want, or is this something that maybe the Lord is kind of pushing and guiding me into? Maybe this is the journey that I'm supposed to take, and it's scary, and change is not my best friend. I don't love change. I like to know what I can count on and all the spreadsheet things. So it's scary. So we prayed about it. We had the other team members praying about it, and is this something that we want to do? Is this something that the Lord's blessing us in? And every door just even from our new office space, and a few of our team members just naturally progressed into different life journeys, and it just all fell into place. So I knew that it was where we were supposed to be and what we were supposed to be doing, and it just all fell into place. In March of 2024 was when we did it, and we already had our new pad group as a brand inside our team inside Berkshire. So it just, our logo, everything. We've already spent time branding it, so we kept all of that, and just added the Colorado Realty.
So it was just a natural progression.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of fear involved. I'm not going to lie, but it is scary. It's scary. anytime you have change, and when you are now the person that other people are looking to, as a team lead before, but now it's just an even greater responsibility. And so I don't take that lightly, and I'm making sure that I'm constantly working on myself to make sure that I don't lead them astray, and that I'm the leader that they need me to be. And that's where we're going. So 5 months later, we're doing great.
Awesome. And your faith is a huge part of your life and
Huge.
your business, right?
100%. Yes, it is. It is how everything that we have and everything that I am is all thanks to the Lord, and couldn't do a day without that. So yeah.
That's awesome. Is that something that's outwardly facing with clients in your business, or is
Oh
it?
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I am unapologetic about it. And and that's the thing is, everybody's different. I've worked with clients that are atheists, and it's, we're all different, and everybody believes different things, and that's okay. And we just all harmoniously work together, and we're all amazing people in our own individual ways and beliefs. But yeah, it's something that everybody knows about me. It's nothing that I hide. I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I wouldn't want anyone else to be afraid to talk about what they believe and how they feel. And
Yeah,
I
that's
won't do
awesome.
it
'Cause
either.
I would suspect there might be people listening that are believers that are a little bit cautious to maybe share that with clients because they think it might be a turnoff to people
Yeah.
if they're not believers.
Yep.
But it sounds like for you, it's not. It's just a natural thing, and some people also believe and some don't, but it's not the decision for working with
Correct. It's just who I am.
you. Yeah.
And then we get to know each other. And we all have differences, whether it's political, religious,
Hmm.
what flavors of ice cream we like. We all have differences. So embrace
Although
it.
I don't know about the political thing. That could be a one that
Oh
could
yeah. I don't talk
push
about that.
push a few away, depending on which side.
Yep. That I keep a tight lip on, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's another whole nother conversation. But tell me about your team. You have a small group. You
We
mentioned,
do.
yeah,
We
two
do.
other ladies and then your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep. Yes. Yep. So Jeremy is he's got, gosh, almost 30 years in the construction industry, and so he brings a huge piece to our team that there's so many questions that we'll ask him, or even during inspection. Hey, look at this item on the inspection list, and so it's a nice asset, I think, that we bring to our clients with the deep knowledge that he has. And then of course he got licensed and did the real estate side and loves that side, but his passion is construction and just that knowledge that he has and teaching others. And then Leslie is also my sister, Leslie Wilson.
Okay.
She's the one who lives in Monument, and she is, oh my gosh, she actually is the most organized person on the team. And she doubles as my assistant right now, but she's getting so busy. We're gonna have to find a replacement for that piece of the puzzle. But she is so organized, and she keeps me on point, along with our TC, of course. But man, she is the most organized person I've ever met. And both of them have just extreme compassion, and we all are believers. And so that does certainly, I think, give us a deeper bond.
Sure.
And then there's Lauren Hanlon. She's a new friend of mine, but it feels like we've been friends forever. I strongly believe the Lord brought her into my life for this very reason, for us to start this together. And they just, I don't know, the three of us are in the office, and we just uplift each other. We just provide that level of joy and encouragement that you don't always get, and they know me on a deeper level. And so, yeah, we work well together, the three of us. And I mean, Jeremy he's the easiest person to get along with ever, and everybody loves Jeremy. But yeah, the three of us are the ones that are actually in the office most of the time. So I always say three. There's four of us, but it's the three of us that are doing the videos and all the fun things. But yeah, they're an amazing team and excellent at what they do.
Awesome.
And
Is
I'm grateful.
everyone licensed on the team?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. So they're agents also.
They are. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
well, no, I just thought I'd get that clarification. You mentioned video. That's cool that you do video. Tell me more about that.
I don't know that I do it very well, but I do it. And I guess that's the
Well,
difference. You got to just do it.
I heard a quote by one of my mentors. He said, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. So,
Well, then I'm doing just great.
In other words, the fact that you're doing it is awesome because a lot of people won't.
It's true. It's true. It's something that I didn't want to do, like almost everyone. I mean, you're very vulnerable when you're doing videos, but ultimately it's for a purpose and to just, share knowledge that we have or experiences. And we like to interview our vendors and just people in our office so that our clients just have contacts. And I think it's important to cross promote too and collaborate with other businesses and, just try and lift them up and in business and it all just kind of comes back and works together. If we're all helping up each other, it just works.
Yeah, I love that. So tell me a little bit more about what kind of videos you do.
They're very simple. It's more interview based. Just we like to limit it to Castle Rock based companies, or of course, since Leslie lives in Monument and then Highlands Ranch. But ultimately, if we've had experiences with a roofer, or we just did an interview with a roofer, or we've got some attorneys in this office. Mm-hmm. Just to introduce people and get that personal side of, yes, I'm a lawyer, and how do you really talk about that? But I think anybody that you choose to do business with, you want to know that personal side of them, like who are they? Mm-hmm. And I think those interviews just kind of highlight who they are personally, who they are professionally, and what they do for work, but also just a little insight of their personality. And then it just, builds a relationship with us individually, that we get to know people around our office and around town and try and send business their way. And hopefully they would feel comfortable to send their friends and family to us.
Sure. I love that. Can we see your videos on YouTube? Do you have a channel?
Mm-hmm. You can. Yes. New pad. Yep. With 2 Ds.
Yeah, I'm going to go check that out.
So yeah, it's our little, it's growing. We're getting there.
Awesome.
But yeah, they're all uploaded, and we do a lot of Instagram and Facebook. So
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where do you see this going for you? Where do you want to take this business?
It's my prayer daily is that just the Lord would guide New Pad Group to where He sees us going and touching the people that He sees us working with. And I just want to go wherever God takes me. So I hope that is, working with many families over the next 30, 40 years. I've told you, I think I'm going to be a 95-year-old realtor. I love it. I love doing what I do. And I love being able to bless the families that we work with, and they in turn bless me. And I just want to go wherever God takes us. So awesome. I don't know really, but as long as I'm inside where He wants me and guiding the path, then that's where I want to go.
Well, that's the cool thing about what we do is there's no one telling us we have to retire or take a severance package or something like that. Yeah. We can just keep going if we want to, and if we love it, why not?
Why not? Darn it.
Totally. Well, I really appreciate you being on the show, LaTonya. You've shared a lot of great nuggets for our audience. Where can people find you if they want to connect with you?
We've got our website, newpad.com, NEWPADD.com. On Instagram, we're on Facebook. All of it is New Pad with 2 Ds, and YouTube as well, like we talked about. So we're all over.
Awesome.
And we'd love to work with anybody new.
We really appreciate you listening, and have a great rest of your day.
See ya.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Real Estate Agent Superstars. If you're looking to dive deeper into the world of real estate and catch more episodes, head over to our website at www.realestateagentsuperstars.com. Curious about today's guest? Explore our show notes on the website for more details. Before you go, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating and follow us on social media for the latest podcast updates. Thanks for tuning in.